Good
Morning,
morning,
Levi.
sunshine.
Just woke up, but
How
we
was
had
your
this.
workout yesterday?
How was what?
How was your workout yesterday? Your ride?
It was really good. It was a super hard day with basically efforts for the entire 5 hours of the ride, but one of those rides where you're nervous going into. You're you don't know if you can do it or not. But I
Yeah.
fueled it. That was a good confidence boost because I haven't been feeling great. So it was like a confirmation that things are going well up here, and I just need to keep keep going through the motions every day, doing the small things right.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I saw your workout schedule. It's like uh, I think those days are cool because it makes the time go by so fast, right? You're just like constantly like you're I don't know if it's automatic, but you're hitting the lap button, you're concentrating on what you're doing. There's it's keeping you busy.
Yeah, and they actually weren't, the power was adjusted to altitude, so, the tempo and threshold stuff was a bit lower than it would normally be, but I kinda felt like I was at sea level yesterday, so it honestly wasn't too difficult, and I was enjoying the workout. It was, a nice workout, the weather was super good. I kinda did my efforts on some roads that I don't normally do them on, and, it was fun. The time went by super fast, so it was a good day.
So so Bobby Julich is your coach. Does
Yep.
he give you I mean you have a range of power for each zone.
Yeah.
And does he adjust that whether it's like if he tells you to go do, hey, TT workout on the flat, obviously that's different power than going uphill for the same zone.
Actually, for me, I mean, yes, you're right that TT power is different than road climbing power, but I find for some reason that I do the same power on a TT bike. Like, if there was a climb and I had to do 415 watts for 40 minutes, I would be suffering just as much as me doing a 45-minute TT at 415 watts. So I find that the TT power comes not easy to me, but it's not harder really than climbing. So we don't
No,
really
but
adjust.
the point is like flat road versus uphill, not bike to bike, but
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So if we're doing intervals on the flat, yeah, the power would be dropped a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had this, your teammate Ian pulled me around the lake yesterday, pulled me and Steve and Flynn around the lake. And he's doing like, zone two power, whatever, like pretty fast on the flats. And then it's funny because like I never trained this way, and this is not how you would ever time trial, but he likes to maintain the exact same power the entire time. So it's like, well, the climb's actually pretty easy. And then on the downhills, you're just like, oh my God, dude, we're going so fast because he's got a 5610 and he's able to like with that big a gear, your RPMs don't have to go that high. So he can push some serious power downhill.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's so much harder than what you're doing uphill at that same watts. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just let the range fluctuate a little bit? He's just like,
Especially
no,
for
I'm gonna keep the same power.
yeah. No, it's funny because I ride that way. Like if I'm going out and doing a high zone 2 day where I wanna average 290 or 300 or something, I'll just keep it at 300. But I'm a way bigger rider. So, for him to do big power on a descent, I love that he has a 56, that's awesome. That's
I
cool.
I mean, I think it's like 56 on your training bike. Like
That thing
that's
that thing eats.
even at altitude, like that just seems too much. But that's me. I like to cross chain ring because I'm lazy. I don't like to go into the little ring on climbs. And so when you have a 56, it's like that's out the door.
Yeah. Back in your day, did you guys have these crazy big chain rings, on your TT bikes? Would you run a 60 or something?
No, no, no. I mean, nowadays you're doing that for chain line, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
not going down into the 10, like
No, hell no. The
60, 10.
10 the 10 is so inefficient.
Yeah. We didn't have 10s, but
11 or whatever it was.
I mean, most of the time I time trialed with a 5511 was the biggest gear.
Damn. So you coulda gone so much faster if you had better chain line efficiency, probably.
I mean, I don't know what are the numbers of chain line efficiencies?
I think you actually saved quite a bit, like,
Yeah.
around the ballpark of 10 watts over a 40-minute TT. So it's definitely not insignificant.
Yeah, and when you add that to the improved aerodynamics of the bike, the
Yeah,
clothing for sure.
yeah, the
And
clothing's crazy.
I would say the helmets, but I'm actually grateful I'm not racing in this era with those ugly helmets, dude. I think, like, hey, UCI, like they come in with stock length rules. Like maybe the UCI should say, okay, there's a volume limit to these
Yeah.
helmets.
Man, this Giro TT helmet is ridiculous. When you
Oh
see
my
it in
God.
person in like their time trial fits, their arms are like this, and the helmet is just all right here. It just
Yeah.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think it's time for the UCI to step
Yeah,
in there because like the sport of road cycling is already like a little bit dorky, and these helmets
a
are
little
not
bit,
doing it
a
any
little
favor.
bit.
Well, there's
Yeah.
more dorky sports. I'm out there roller skiing now, dude. Like
Okay.
talk
Well,
about
yeah,
dorky.
yeah. I mean, man, that doesn't get more dorky than roller skating.
Skiing, roller skiing.
Roller skiing. Sorry,
Yeah. Yeah,
sorry.
there's a
Don't
big
mean to.
difference.
Yeah, don't mean to offend you. All right, so we're
uh
gonna get into the
yeah,
Giro
let's get into
d'Italia.
Giro, yeah.
Have you been watching it every day?
Uh Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, we're what, like 5, 6 days in now or
Yeah,
something?
I think today was stage 7, right?
Okay. So yeah, it started in Bulgaria. Um, oh, remind me. Let's see. Who
The first few days in Bulgaria,
sprint stages,
sprint
right?
stages, but also like bad weather and road
Mm-hmm.
quality there is not great. Like you also find this in Turkey and some of the Eastern Bloc countries that when it rains, I think it's because their cars have different emission rules, but there's just so much oil on the roads. And when it rains, it's just like an ice skating rink. And I think it was the same in Bulgaria. So it was like super sketchy conditions. I think some of the guys were hoping that the stages would be at least neutralized or something because on stage 3 we had that really big crash, right? Or was it
Yeah, that was
stage 2?
horrible. I think it was I don't
Yeah,
remember now, but
I think it was stage 2, there was that big crash where, Adam Yates went down, like, the UAE guys went down at the front. Yeah, and it just that was bad.
it
But
looked
especially
worse than it actually turned out to be. Like it was like, oh my God, are those guys alive? Like it was horrible.
yeah, yeah. I think there are some things, though, in this sport that need to change in regards to, like, concussion protocol and stuff, because if you saw what Adam Yates looked like after that crash, he should not be able to restart the race,
Yeah.
and it turned out he had a concussion. And that kind of
Yeah.
stuff just rubs me the wrong way because we're out there putting our lives on the line, like realistically putting our lives on the line. And when the race fails to have your safety at the top of the pecking order in terms of what matters most to the race, that just rubs me the wrong way. Cause like we're out there making the race the money, making the race watched by all these people, right? Everybody wants to watch the race because we're there racing the race. And then you guys can't even like have better safety protocol. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Well, this is the age old debate. I mean, this has been the issue for decades, decades and decades of like, you know, like safe traffic safety, road quality, all this. I mean, and the speeds are only going up and up, and it's getting to be more and more of an issue. So,
But also equipment choice is super important. And UAE, I believe, was running their TT tires because it's the lowest rolling resistance, blah, 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 like fastest tire that they have. But I don't know how those tires perform in the wet. And for me personally, I would rather like when it rains, your confidence is always kind of dependent on your tires. If you think your tires are slow or they're slippery or whatever, in the rain, you're going to be really bad. Like you're just going to not corner well because it's such a mental game, right? I think it should like, there should be a rule maybe where if it's forecasted to rain or if it is raining at the start, all the teams should run whatever wet profile tire they have. But I think it's the same in race car driving, no? If it's a rainy race, the guys aren't gonna run their normal fast slicks that they run in the dry. You need a wet tire. I think
yeah.
it should be the same in cycling.
Yeah, I don't know how you control that. It's already That's another thing for with the UCI to control, which is easier said than done, but they should just choose a wet tire on their own without having a rule.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think
Yeah.
so. You'd think
Yeah.
so.
I mean,
Um,
do we know that for sure that they were using,
no,
I mean,
I read something on Twitter, and you know how Twitter can be.
yeah,
Always not true, but,
right.
um,
Anybody can say anything.
yeah. But, stage 1, the sprint won by Magnier, went into the
Hmm.
pink jersey, uh, and he's been dominating the sprints pretty
Yeah.
easily, I would say. It's nice to see a new guy. I mean, he's not new. We've all known about Paul, how good he is, but I mean, man, France is on the up. They've got one of the best sprinters. They've got one of the best GC guys now.
Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
this new French era.
They've had a long drought since
Yeah,
like the mid 80s, really.
yeah.
I
So
mean I mean that's not true. There's been obviously there's
yeah,
Alaphilippe, Virenque,
I
but
would say in at least in my time of knowing cycling has been no, not Dumoulin. It's been yeah,
Pinot,
Alaphilippe, Bardet. Is Dumoulin
Pinot.
French? No, no, no. No.
No, he's
Who's the,
Dutch.
who's the other guy that oh,
Pinot.
Pinot, Thibaut Pinot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, I
yeah.
cannot believe I just messed that up. That's embarrassing. I'm gonna cut that out.
I remember I think it was my second last tour. Super hard, like one of those medium mountain stages where you're just suffering in the group all day. And like somebody's off the front, and you're just like, how is somebody off the front right now? Like this is so hard. And it was Thibaut Pinot, like nobody had ever heard of him before, and he went and won the stage, and it was like, who's this guy?
It's awesome. Dude,
Yeah,
the Giro looks hard though. Who wants to go out and race 6 hours day after day in horrible conditions? I do not wanna do the Giro ever.
yeah. Giro is hard, and it can be really bad weather. I mean, have you seen the? No, we've already talked about this. The iconic image of Andy Hampson when he won the Giro.
Who's Andy Hampstead?
Shut up. We're I was thinking about that today. I don't know if I have his number, but we should get him on the podcast,
That
dude.
would
The
be
only
cool.
American to ever win the Giro. We got to get him on during
That
the
would be super
Giro.
you'd be the guy to do it. I don't have his
Yeah,
contact.
I'll make a couple like connections.
Yeah, no, that'd be
Um,
sweet. That'd be awesome.
yeah. But yeah, Giro, like I did it twice and it's really hard. The weather can be bad. The stages are long. There's this, I haven't looked at this year's route, but typically there's these like really punchy technical finales that are like they were not my cup of tea. It's just nerve-wracking. And it's a battle every day. Um, it's different than the Tour de France. The Tour de France is so high octane, um, but just different roads, different weather. The Giro is like it's a beautiful race. The fans are amazing. You go through so many different areas you didn't know existed in Italy. Like today, they did the blockhouse, and I got to do that in 2009. But as I'm watching today, I'm like, I don't remember this at all. It turns out we went up a much longer, easier way than they went today. Yeah, today looked like a hard road.
Yeah. I mean, that's a long climb. 40 minutes at race pace? That's long.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
and
really
it's
long.
steep, like small road, not in great condition. Like it
And
was,
after 6 hours, man.
yeah, the longest. They said it was the longest Grand Tour stage in 5 years.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, Steve I mean, and the other day they had like a 5-hour something stage and then another 5 like, these guys in the first week have already been put through the ringer and they have 2 more weeks to go. These poor
Yeah,
guys.
I do
But,
think that they had some in the early stages. They had some like hours that were quite easy.
yeah, I think I did see that where some of the guys
Yeah,
were boasting at how low their average power was on one of the
yeah.
days. But, I mean, definitely you need at least one of those in a week in a Grand Tour or else it's gonna be the struggle bus.
But we got to talk about, was it 3 days ago or 2 days ago when Eulalio took the jersey and Igor
That's a good
Arietta won?
stage.
Dude,
That was a good stage.
that was
Alright,
like,
we'll bounce to that, and then we'll go back to some
oh,
other
okay.
stages. But, I think that
W-
was what,
Was that
stage 5?
scripted? That had to be scripted, right? Like they were like, okay, I'm going to crash
Right.
first,
Right.
then you're going to crash, then I'm going to crash again or go the wrong way.
Go the wrong way.
and then I'll catch you
Unreal.
with like 100 meters to go. You're gonna take the pink. I'll take the stage win.
I wanna
Like
start at the start of the stage, and what do you think was going through Trek's mind? Because they've been having a tough season. They didn't win the sprint stages with Milan. They have the pink jersey. Why are they not controlling the stage? Why are they letting these guys get up the road with so much time that they can win the stage obviously and take pink? That seems like a massive flop from Trek's point
yeah,
of
well, I
view.
mean, it's so easy for us to sit here and talk about it, right? We're not in the race, but my guess is it was really a really tough stage to control. Probably started off like super hard, twisty, up and down. And they have to also consider that Chiconi's not the favorite to win, and they probably don't have the strongest team in the race, and they can't just spend their guys like trying to do something that is a mission impossible in the first place. And so they probably have to gamble a little bit, hoping that Visma, for example, would help.
Yeah,
And then I think what Red Bull went up that climb like super hard, and just decimated the Trek team. There was two
yeah,
guys left, the
yeah,
two leaders.
yeah,
So yeah, they were just screwed.
yeah,
And it was bad weather. It was super cold. Like everybody, I think in that group towards the end, they were just like
yeah, they were
Walking
frustrated.
Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. I read some things or heard some stuff from some guys on Instagram or something that was, like, one of the most miserable days on the bike that they've had. I mean,
Yeah.
that weather looked brutal. But then, okay, let's talk about the 2 guys up the road.
Yeah.
Igor Arrieta, I I haven't seen much of him, but I do remember when he went from I think he was on Kern Pharma, and then he went to UAE, a year or 2 ago, 3 years ago now, and he was in, Mallorca, and there was some and he was in the lead going around this final turn left, and he crashed out and lost the chance to win that bike race. And that was the I just remember that. I was like, "Oh, what a horrible way to, like, not get your first pro win or whatever." And then, here he was crashing at the front of the Giro.
Yeah.
Not to his own fault, probably. I think obviously, because then Eulalio crashed, it just
Yeah.
looked like it was so slippery, and when you're up there, you're probably thinking about, "Oh my god, all I need to do is just win this bike race. I can't corner too hard. I don't wanna crash," and then, that just
Yeah.
plays in your head, and
Yeah. Well, obviously the roads where they are super slick, that part of Italy. We saw it again in Napoli the next day. It's not uncommon. I've experienced that myself. Just if it rains in that part of Italy, it's just like an ice rink. And so, yeah, they're off the front. They're going for the stage win for the pink jersey, and you inevitably you push it a little bit, right? And so
yeah.
yeah, it's a recipe for disaster.
What, what's going through your head in a Grand Tour when you know that you are fighting for the leader's jersey? Because obviously that's gotta be a crazy feeling, and you know that feeling well, don't you?
Well, I took the leader's jersey in the Vuelta a couple times, but
Yeah, so, how does
not
that
I've never been in the situation they were in,
no?
like no. But yeah, I get I mean, they have time to literally contemplate like, oh, the gap is growing. I'm gonna get the lead. That yet Igor is like, oh, I can like get the stage win because he has to work for the lead, and yeah, so it's not it's unfolding kind of slowly in that sense. And so they have this their nerves catch up with them, I think.
Yeah, that's
The
crazy.
pressure. The pressure
The
caught up with
pressure,
them.
yeah, and do you think that they, like, came to an agreement on the road? Like, Igor was like, "Okay, I'll take the stage, you're gonna get pink, so you just let me get the stage win, and we'll ride to pink."
It didn't look like that to me because Igor was sitting on Eulalio. I mean, if they came to agreement, they would share the work, I would think.
Yeah, yeah,
But Eulalio he was the one. I mean, especially after Igor crashed and then Eulalio crashed and they caught back up. Like, I don't think Igor Arieta ever took a pole after that.
yeah, that's true, but would you come back and start pulling after you crashed and came back?
I mean, it depends.
I don't know,
In
I'd
that
probably be
situation, with that situation where that guy's gonna get pink, no. Not unless you like made an agreement like, "Hey, I'll help you. I'll give you. I'll pull like 30% of the time, but you
Yeah,
got to give me the stage win.
yeah.
And I have actually been in that situation.
You have?
Yeah,
What race?
uh, Catalunya.
Okay.
Uh,
Was
we were finishing up like this huge climb, and there was a Spanish guy, yeah, Roberto Horaz off the front. He had won the Vuelta like 4 times, so he was a big hitter. And I was coming up with Joaquin Rodriguez, and we were like catching him, and I was actually the strongest guy, and I was pulling and pulling because I wanted to win the stage, and Joaquin was going to win the GC. We were like a kilometer and a half from the top, and clearly like I needed to be the one to like hit the gas to catch Roberto Haras to win the stage. And I couldn't drop Joaquin, but I was stronger than him. So I turn around, I'm like, in my best Spanish, I'm like, I'm taking the stage. And he nodded. Yeah. Mia tapa. And and he shook his head yes. And so I just like, okay, I gotta trust him, and I just went for it. And he finished on my wheel. He took the GC and I took the stage.
nice of him to not
Yeah.
snatch that from you.
Yeah. Well,
Not that he could maybe.
no, Joaquin Rodriguez, dude,
You think you think but you
he would
said you
out
were strong.
sprint me with one leg.
Yeah, but you said you were stronger than him.
Yeah, but I think, when you get to the last 200 meters, it doesn't matter. Like somebody with that, he has a lot of punch. I mean, he was, he won some big races.
Hmm. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day I can be in that where I can be like, "Yo, let me win, let me win."
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
So yeah,
yeah,
but it
so
was an amazing stage to watch. Like it was like, what? Then he crashed and now he's gone the wrong way and wait, he's going to catch him. And then he wins the stage and he was bawling his eyes out at the end. Like it
yeah,
was so cool.
I was driving up to Truckee when the stage was happening, so I had my HBO Max like linked up to my car and I was just
Yeah.
listening to it and I couldn't
Yeah.
believe what I was hearing. I was like, "What? No way." I'd pick up my phone, I'd be like, "No, he crashed."
Yeah.
Driving. "Oh, what? He crashed?"
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was unreal.
It was crazy.
That was super cool.
And then he went into the tape. Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah, like,
And then
what?
like tapes like wrapped around his wheel and you're just like, what the hell?
And then for him to not give up in that moment and to keep, like, trying and it was
Yeah.
right there at the finish, like, he didn't
Yeah.
have much time left, and
No.
he gritted his teeth, and he came back and won it. That was cool. He deserved it in the end.
Super hard stage too. They were empty at the end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Crazy. They were alone, just the 2 of them, for a super long time,
Yeah.
and it couldn't
Yeah.
have been very easy behind in the bunch. I mean,
No,
from what
no,
I heard.
definitely not.
No.
That's why I think that, for Trek, it just fell apart because it was just a super hard day for everyone involved. There was no sitting in.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess all the sprint stages Magnier has won, so there's not much to talk about there other than the fact that
Well,
you
he didn't win in Napoli.
oh, the Astana guy won, right?
Yeah, David Ballerini. He was super smart in that last corner. Like on the inside, small gear, like sitting down, keeping the bike like
But we need to talk about this stage, man. What are they
yeah.
doing in this final? Isn't that against the rules? Like the UCI literally has rules against turns in the last 1K or 500 meters of the bike race, and there was a turn in the last couple hundred meters of this bike race on cobbles. I
In the
mean,
wet.
in the wet as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's a recipe for a crash. And I know probably bike crashes, it's like F1 or NASCAR, it makes the viewership go up, but we need to rider safety is the most important thing, that's paramount. So why what do you think about that? Do you think that's fun? It's good for the viewer? Were you on the edge of your seat watching
Well,
that?
no, I don't think that they should create a situation to create crashes, to make a situation to create crashes. I don't think that they do that. I think being an organizer myself, it's just about like, hey, we have to finish in this spot. Like, how do we get there? Like, well, you can't go on that street because whatever reason. Like, we can't shut that street down. You can't shut this street down. So,
So is that
uh,
how it works as a organizer? Like you are the
you're
Finnish
restricted.
town or whatever pays the race money to finish there, and they get the say in where they want the race to finish, and you have to work.
I think it's a collaboration, but yeah, I think there are definitely you don't as an organizer, you just can't come in and be like, okay, knock this building down because we need to go straight here. You know, like there's obviously limitations about where to finish and which route to take. So,
That's
yeah, the
interesting.
UCI can have rules, but at some point they probably like need to bend them. I mean, we're talking about a sport that takes place on roads, you know, like
Yeah,
not not open roads, but like open roads in the sense that you just you can't alter the road. I mean, that being said, the Tour de France and these bigger races, they will take out, they'll literally remove roundabouts and road furniture in the last like 3K, which is a big deal.
that's a
Like,
really big deal. Yeah.
yeah,
And at least in some of these races that I've done over in Europe, like the bigger ones, they'll like remove road furniture, like pylons that are trying to slow traffic down and stuff. They'll remove those. They'll remove maybe some removable speed bumps if there's like a situation where there are those. But um yeah, it's I can imagine it's difficult to change the race finale in this in the sense that it needs to be straight for 1 kilometer, especially in these
yeah.
small little Italian towns. There's not a straight road for a kilometer in the city.
And honestly, like some of the most dangerous finals are straight wide roads because it's so easy to get to the front and the peloton is shifting and the washing machine effect is for real. Like it's so easy to sit behind and then come around to the front, and that creates its own danger, and that's all on the riders.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Sometimes if it's twisty and narrow, it strings it out, and that can actually be safer as long as you know the corners aren't slick.
Yeah. I saw something from Jasper Stuyven in the media saying he like couldn't believe why the riders behind pedaled through that corner on the wet cobblestones. And if that's the case, that's also like a rider's fault, like causing that. I think it might have been Grunewagen that crashed or something, but if you're
The
pedaling
guy in
through,
front of him crashed first, and
yeah,
he
his
lost the
teammate,
rear wheel. So yeah,
yeah. I mean, if you're
I mean
pedaling
that's
through a
yeah.
wet, tight corner, that's also kind of your fault because it didn't honestly look that high speed.
No,
Uh,
it wasn't. Yeah, nobody
so
got hurt, I don't think.
yeah, I don't think anybody got hurt, but nonetheless, a crash is never nice in the final of a bike race. But if it can be
But
avoided by
back to
just
that crash though, did you see Magnier like have
yeah,
his foot out and like step over Grunewagen and then he like rode his bike over him? Like he had no choice, obviously, but it was
yeah,
quite athletic. I gotta say, like
super athletic, and
some
then for him to get clipped in and then just seated, zoom all the way past all those people
and
and
get
come
third
third,
place. Yeah,
huge effort,
yeah, he's obviously like the best
super strong.
sprinter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but Trek, they have a really good lead out, obviously, but they just haven't gotten it like super tight knit yet. They've been kind of all over the place. Some guys losing each other. It's not like it was last year at the Giro when it was just Edward Tunes and then Consoni and then Milan in the last 2Ks. It was just a beautiful thing to see, which is super hard to do. I think we maybe took that for granted watching that stuff because to see a full team execute a perfect lead out in the biggest bike races in the world, that's really hard, you know?
yeah. That stage where Magnier beat Milan on the cobbles. I think what's interesting to me is Milan has a really choppy sprinting style, and that's not good on cobbles. Like you could see his rear wheel skipping and losing traction, and that's really technique. Like someone Manu, I think was in a bigger gear. He's just has a smoother pedal stroke, and he was able to put the power down. And I think that was the difference right there.
Yeah, and I think, Quickstep probably have some of the best sprinters in the world because also Merlier is one of the best technique sprinters, like, this guy wins on cobblestones. If there's a cobblestone sprint finish and he's there, he's winning.
Yeah,
He's one of the
super
best.
smooth,
Yeah,
balanced.
super smooth, and also you see Magnier, in the saddle a lot in these sprints.
Mhm.
Like, he just gets so much power out, and I think if you can get a lot of power out and stay in the saddle, that's the most efficient way to get to the finish line, right? If like,
I
imagine
mean,
if you have an
on cobbles for sure.
well, like, let's say even it was just like a super perfectly paved road surface, and you can do 1,400 watts out of the saddle, but then you can do 1,300 watts in the saddle, and you're so much more aero. and all your power is just going straight through the wheels, straight line, right? You're not the bike's not going back and forth. You're not out of the saddle breaking wind. I feel like that, and like you see
Yeah, I
when
mean,
Cav was sprinting and Caleb Ewan used to sprint, they're so aero when they're out of the saddle. They're probably not doing that much power, but just because
right.
they're aerodynamic, you
Yeah,
go faster, right?
for sure. For
Yeah,
sure. But I think even like someone like Monye or Merlier who can put out a lot of power in the saddle, there are points where they have to get out of the saddle, like to kick, right? To gain that extra speed.
yeah,
It's
that's
pretty
true.
tough to do in the saddle. Like I
That's
think
true.
there's no one in the world that doesn't put out more power out of the saddle than in the
No.
saddle.
No, you're right. But it seems like every time Magnier's coming to the line, I feel like he's in the saddle. Like, okay, he starts his sprint out of the saddle, but he's
Yeah.
in the saddle at the end, you know?
Yeah.
It's probably just because his legs are burning. I can imagine the feeling of sprinting. It's probably
Yeah.
not great. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's nice to see him win for sure.
So let's get into the GC. Let's talk about today and on
Yeah,
Blockhouse.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
for me, what's when I watch this, it's really interesting. Is like I was like a diesel, like a one speed guy. Day after day, I could keep going the same speed. I didn't have that fast twitch explosiveness to wreck myself. Like some guys could really just explode, but then they'd pay for it like the day or two later. And today was interesting because both I'm going to talk about Eulalio and Pellizzari. So Eulalio's in the pink jersey, young guy. Pellizzari, young guy, like first Giro, but definitely first Giro like as a favorite and a leader of the team.
yeah,
And I think what happens in those two situations is when they come to a climb like Blockhouse, they're inevitably going to go too deep. And because, one's in the pink jersey, you're just like imagine you're in the pink jersey of the Giro, you're 24 years old, like you got a 6 minute lead. You want to hang on to that thing every day. You're gonna go deeper than you've ever gone.
yeah,
And we saw with both of those guys, they did go too deep and they both paid for it. Whereas like a couple experienced guys like Gall and Jai Hindley, they know when to let go, like a little bit before that happens,
yeah.
and they actually get to the finish
Quicker.
quicker.
Yeah,
And that's how I rode my bike too. There were many times where I let go, like even though I could have stayed there, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna let go right now because I think it's better for the objective of getting to the finish as quick as you can. And I had to learn that as well. But I think that for me, that was interesting. And I think even Vanguard actually paid a little bit for just focusing on getting rid of Pellizzari too much.
yeah.
And that's where Gall was like, he closed it in the last few kilometers on him.
That's gotta be a really hard thing to think about when you're in that sort of headspace, like, when you're already suffering so much on the wheel, and then to be thinking about, "Oh, if I just let off right now and I let these guys go away from me, I'll be better off in 20 more minutes because I will have saved that energy and I can do a more steady effort that's within my threshold."
The,
I
o-
couldn't
the only
imagine.
way, the only way to pull that off is with experience of doing the other way and just blowing up and being like,
Yeah.
oh, like you go too deep and then the last 3K you can feel like I'm just I can't recover and I'm going slower than I should be.
I think Derek G does a really good job at this. He's a pure diesel climber. He's not even really a climber. He's a big guy. But the way that he climbs is he has such a high threshold. He knows that if he just sits on his big power and lets those guys do whatever they do up front, he's going to get to the top pretty fast. And it's just a matter of how much time he does lose. But he can do really good GC rides with the way that he
Yeah.
climbs, obviously.
Yeah, and that tactic it becomes more important at high altitude. Like anybody who tries to like go over the limit altitude, you are really going to pay for it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that at Gila. Even when you're
Yeah.
just like trying to get in the break or if you're covering moves or stuff, when you go over your limit, it takes 3 times as long to come back than it does at sea
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
yeah, that was
so
interesting.
I think I don't know, man. Today watching Vingegaard only be on a 40-minute climb, only be 15 seconds ahead of Gall. Do you think
Yeah.
Pogacar is watching that and he's just smiling?
12. It was 12 seconds, 12 or 13 seconds. But Is he smiling? I was thinking about Pogacar watching the Giro today and what I think, I mean, Vanguard still won. He's the favorite. He's obviously good day after day. This was the first big mountain finish. So is he smiling? I don't know. That's a good question.
I wanna say that Pogacar is pretty happy with what he's seeing.
So
Obviously,
what you're saying is he's like, "Oh, I could have done better."
I mean, it's not without a shadow of a doubt that
Yeah, yeah,
Pogacar would put a minute into everybody on Blockhouse, at least a minute.
yeah. I mean, probably.
Um, but the wind was really bad today, right?
Hmm.
Do you think that played because Vingegaard's a super small guy, he's not doing, like, crazy big power. He does great watts per kilo, but he's super light. You think that headwind or crosswind or whatever was maybe affecting him up there, and that's why he couldn't grow the gap?
So when he went and Pellizzari stayed with him, they took some switchbacks, right? So I got to imagine, and I was trying to like figure out how Pellizzari was doing according to wind, because sometimes he would get to the side of him. I have to imagine that, I mean, Vanguard's smart. If it's a headwind, he's not going to go 100%. They take a switchback and it's like, oh, now there's tailwind. I'm going to hit it. I'm guessing that's what was happening. And where he was able to get rid of him was most likely more of a tailwind.
Yeah. That's so interesting because I just naturally I'm not a climber and I would prefer to just ride a climb, whether it's headwind one switchback, tailwind another switchback. I just want to sit on one power and just ride it like a TT and just time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like he was doing 100 watts and then 500 watts. It's more like, oh, I'm going to go 350 in this headwind, which is sub threshold, and on the tailwind, I'm going to go 450
Yeah.
or whatever it is. It's
Yeah,
a
whatever it
you're
is. Yeah.
you're just like feathering the throttle, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I'm excited to see how it plays out. I mean, a 6-minute lead with Eulalia. What, it got cut in half
Well,
today?
yeah, it's cut in half now.
Cut in half now. So how long do you think he holds it through the next week?
To be honest, I should probably study up a little bit more, but the longer he holds it, the better it is for Jonas and Visma, for sure. And that's why they let them get such a big gap.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Because this is huge for Bahrain to be leading the Giro. It's
yeah,
massive. Like,
yeah,
I correct me if I'm wrong, but they have not been having a lot of success over the last couple of years, and so yeah, it's
yeah,
a big deal. And
yeah.
they're
It's
gonna they're
cool.
gonna ride the front. They rode the front today. They were chapeau to them because they took control with Visma, or even more so. And
It
that's
was
exactly what Visma wants.
it was really cool to see, Silva win. Uruguay, I don't think they've ever had a Grand Tour stage win.
Really?
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know what the flag that was. I thought it was Greek. For a minute, I thought some Greek guy won. I was like, "What?" But,
Yeah,
no, Silva, he's from Uruguay. I think he's young. That was cool to see him win that stage,
yeah,
earlier on in the week.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Giro is
Sauna's
always like that. There's always like these guys that, man, they such good climbers, and they succeed at the Giro, and you don't really see them in other races.
yeah, well, I mean, it's great. If you can put your name on a Grand Tour stage winners list, you'll take that any day, so that's pretty cool to see.
What did they say today that Jonas is like, it was some crazy number, like he's the 115th rider to win a stage in all three. I think that's what they said. Maybe I misheard, but I was like, that many?
That's a lot of guys. That doesn't
Yeah.
feel right. That doesn't feel right at all.
No, we're gonna have to look that up.
I can look it up right now. How about this?
Yeah. a- Ask the
How
AI.
many guys? Over 100 male cyclists have won stages in all 3 Grand Tours.
So I think he was 115th today.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about over
Is
100 years,
Yeah.
but
So
that's
1
one
in
a
1 a
year.
year?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Are you on that list?
Man, I'm so close.
Didn't get a
So
Giro
close.
stage.
No, I was
2nd?
we had a time trial in Cinque Terre. It was the most epic time trial. I think I already talked to you about this, but it was an hour and a half was the winning time on a road bike over two passes.
Yeah, you did tell me about this.
Yeah. Dennis Menchov won, and I was like 18 seconds behind him.
Damn.
Yeah,
Menchov, was he Russian?
yeah. He ended up winning that Giro. Yeah, Russian
Dang.
on Rabobank.
Has that retroactively been taken out?
No,
Because maybe,
there were two guys from that Giro that were removed later,
yeah. Oh,
but
dang. Because
not Menchov.
I wonder if there are any results that have been retroactively changed where you now have,
Me?
yeah,
Oh, I don't know. It's gone the other way too, though.
yeah. I mean,
So,
yeah,
but that was a different era. So,
definitely, definitely,
yeah,
definitely. But damn, that's so cool that you almost made that list. It's a
yeah.
tough list to make.
They would have all been time trials too, but
Really?
super close to making the podium. I was fourth that year in the Giro. So if I'd won that stage and moved up to third, I would have been on the list for the podium of all three too. How many guys have won all three tour? Like that's not very many. That's less than
All
10, I
all
think.
three Grand Tours. How many guys
Have
have won
have
all
won,
three
yeah.
GC Grand Tours?
Nibali, Contador, Froome,
7. Jacques Anquetil,
Anquetil, Merckx,
Felice Gimondi,
yeah,
Eddie Merckx, Bernard
yeah,
Hinault, Alberto
yeah.
Contador, Vincenzo Nibali, Chris Froome.
So three in the last like little bit.
Yeah, but okay, Pogacar is going to be on that list for sure.
So
Vingegaard is going to
well,
be on that list.
Vingegaard's going to get there first,
Vingegaard is going to get there first.
most likely, most likely.
Yeah, barring any incident. Is Pogacar slated to do the Vuelta this year?
I think the last I read was like it's not official, but the door looks open.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just
okay,
wondered if,
here's a question. So if Vanguard does go and win the Giro, does that motivate Pogacar to do the Vuelta to complete? I mean, he's all about ticking off these different races,
yeah,
right?
because
The
that's what's
Romandy
motivating him
and
now,
the
right?
next one is Swiss. Like he hasn't won Swiss yet.
Yep, he got Roman D. I think that's probably what is like when you're that good. That is what has to motivate you. Is probably like trying to tick off these accolades or whatever it is. So maybe it does motivate him a little bit, but I
So
think
yeah,
maybe
go
it's
ahead.
motivating him more watching Vingegaard being so close with these other riders. He's like motivated now for the Tour de France. Not that he
He's
wasn't motivated before, but
yeah.
maybe he's more excited for it.
Well, I think it's a more of a wait and see as far as, how he I think maybe he should be more worried about Seychelles. I mean, he's only
Yeah, I
19
mean that
and
is true, dude.
it's going to
I
be
would
3
love
weeks
to see
long.
Seychelles at the Giro right now
No, let's wait.
against.
Let's see him at the tour. I mean, it's 3 weeks. He's 19. Most likely he's he's not going to challenge Pogacar. Most likely,
But maybe for a stage win in the first week or something.
or stage win at any time, really.
Yeah, but we don't know how 3 weeks affects him. Maybe he's super tired at the end and he's just struggling to get
R-
through.
right, but I mean, he could like crack for as far as GC goes. He could crack in the after 10 days. Then he takes it easy, goes into Gruppetto, and then can come back for a stage win. That can
True,
happen.
true.
But so let's go through the list here. Pogacar, he has one monument left. He's got
Yep,
one Grand Tour left.
yep.
He's got
1 week stage race left.
no, I don't think he's won Pays Basque, has he?
Basque Country? But is that considered one of the top ones?
Sure. It's world. I mean, dude, it's a hard race, and
Tour.
it's world tour.
Okay, so
It's
then
it
if that's
has it has history.
if that's the case, if we're counting World Tour stage races, then he's got to win a bunch more. He's got to win Poland. He's got to win Hungary. Yeah, he's got to win Poland. He's got to win Down Under.
Yeah, I mean, I would still consider Basque kind of above those. It's got more history. It's got a the list of winners is more illustrious.
Yeah.
So yeah, he
Did
doesn't
you win
have
that
many
race?
races.
Did you win that
No,
race? No.
no,
You won a stage?
maybe fifth. No, never won a stage in Basque. A little early in the year for me. Bad weather. The climbs are like they're not short, but they're also not long. So I was a diesel. I like the long climbs,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it's really hard race. Snowed a lot on us.
Speaking of
Brutal.
which, long climbs. Do you think Mount Rose from like Virginia Street from South Virginia all the way to the top. Is that like a pretty long, good, hard climb, like in a race? Would that be like considered super difficult?
Well, because it's at altitude for sure. I mean, it's not very steep, right? But it's long and it
Super long.
tops out at 9,000 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty hard.
Be pretty hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
Just just pondering. That's all.
Okay.
Just pondering. 'Cause
Yeah.
I see
Because
the
you were
top.
like doing all your intervals on it yesterday.
No, I actually it's too high up there. If you get to, like, the good part of the climb, because it starts so straight, it's just like a highway climb at the start, and then once you get past, like, 6,500 feet, it starts to get nice and twisty and like a mountain pass. But it's also, I don't like there's no shoulder on it, on this side at least, so it's, like,
Yeah.
sketchy to do.
There isn't much shoulder. I just remembered I wanted to talk about something that
Yeah.
I was listening to the Giro today and Robbie McEwen brought it up and I kind of wish he kept going with it, but they were showing the Giro and Claudio Chiappucci was finishing it. And I know you don't know who that is, which is
Well, I don't
really
know first off, I
unfortunate.
don't know who that is, but what the hell is a EG?
They have like an e-bike it's not really a race, but all these people go on e-bikes and do part of the stage, I think, before the pros. So Claudio Chiappucci is in the days of Miguel Indurain. You know who Miguel Indurain
I
is,
know
right?
Indurain.
Okay. So Chiappucci was a competitor of Indurain's, like really good in the mountains. He was actually Marco Pantani's like understudy. Like Pantani sort of groomed him along. No, sorry, it was the other way around. Chiappucci Pantani was Chiappucci's understudy because he came first. Anyway, his nickname was Il Diablo. And Robbie was like, back in the days when the riders had like these cool nicknames, he's like, we should bring that back and just start giving everyone nicknames. And then they didn't do it. Like he didn't start throwing out nicknames. So let's you and I start giving some riders some nicknames. What would
Okay.
your nickname be?
My
Not
nickname?
that any rider should pick their own nickname,
Yeah,
which
what?
it,
No, I'm not gonna do that. You have to do that. I'm not gonna give
okay,
myself my own nickname. That's crazy.
I'll have to think about that. But is there a rider that we're watching now or someone you know on your team who you could easily give a nickname?
Man, put me on the spot.
What
I
would Ian's
guess, I
nickname
mean,
be,
Pogacar has to have a nickname. How does Pogacar not have a nickname?
right?
He should be like the killer or something. Like I don't know. It should be
I mean,
something that's
Eddie
like
Merckx was the cannibal.
the cannibal. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Pogacar should be like he's Mordor. He's freaking Mordor. He's hell. When you got to race against Pogacar, it's hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, what would you name Pogacar? I mean, out of all the riders in our generation, in my generation, and in this current day and age, Pogacar needs to have I think.
Yeah.
What would you
I
call
would
him?
say it shouldn't be too like dark. Like the cannibal's kind of dark, but I'm guessing that Merckx was, he had a lot of edge to him, which I don't think Pogacar has edge. I think he's just so good and he's out there playing and he seems like for the most part he respects everyone.
Rainbow. I wonder if he wins this year and then wins the next year and he has 4 rainbow
Oh my
jerseys.
God. That
The
that would be, I
rainbow.
mean, that's unprecedented.
I mean, 3 is already, I mean, 3 in a
Three
row with
three's
last
been
guy was
done
Sagan.
before.
Sagan did that.
Yeah.
Sagan didn't even have a nickname, did he?
Uh like the Hulk,
Or was it the Hulk? Because he was green jersey
maybe.
so many times?
Yeah, green jersey and he always did the flex like the
Yeah.
Hulk.
Fuck, I miss Sagan, man. What a legend. He's one of my favorite riders. Yeah, God, I don't know. The nickname thing has kinda died out. Vanderpool should have a
Like,
nickname.
yeah, that was the point. Like there's no nicknames. Like, is
Yeah.
there anyone racing that has a nickname?
No.
What about
Nope, I can think of.
the tractor? Did he retire?
Tim DeClercq retired, yeah. I mean, being a tractor is, like, what I wanna be. That's the job that I want. So, it'd be cool to be named the tractor, but that's already taken.
So, since you're American, can we give you the nickname John Deere?
John Deere. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, John Deere. I like that. John Deere. But then people are gonna start thinking my name's John Deere. People are gonna start
Yeah,
saying, "Oh,
so
look, John Deere on the front here," and then people are gonna go on Instagram, John Deere. Oh,
they'll get it. They're
they'll get
smart.
it.
They'll connect the dots.
Yeah. No, that is a good one, John, dude. My dad will laugh at that one. My dad
John
calls me like
Deere.
a Cummins diesel engine. I don't know why. I
Yeah.
don't even know what that means. It's funny to him. It's an unk
Yeah.
joke.
I mean, they still make diesel engines, but yeah, they've been
Do they?
around a
For
while.
what? For, like,
Yeah.
tractors or
Uh,
trucks?
yeah, like I think they put them in like Ford or Chevy trucks or whatever. Yeah. But
Alright, not bad, not bad.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
I
sure you
guess
want the nickname Cummins though.
yeah, true, right? Yeah, fuck.
Especially the way it's spelled. I don't think that's
Yeah.
what you want.
No, no.
Mm-mm.
That's bad, Levi, that's
That's why
naughty.
your dad's laughing. I like John Deere a lot better than that.
Yeah, me too. I like it too. Um, yeah, something to do with a tractor would be cool for me. Or, yeah, like a diesel or something like that. But, I don't know, dude. What was your nickname? Did you have a nickname? The California Slave?
Well, Johan Brunel used to call me El Torito.
El Torito. Oh, you know who has El Torito is, what's his name? Uh, Isaac Del Toro. His nickname is El Torito.
Oh,
Yeah.
but he's not little.
I don't know. El Toro is the bull, and
Del,
Torito is little
yeah,
bull.
right.
So, I mean, he's smaller than a bull.
Okay. He's still kind of tall though, isn't he?
He's not crazy big though. Bigger than you, for sure.
Yeah, definitely taller
So
than
you
me.
were El Torito from Johan Brunel.
Yeah, but that really wasn't my nickname. He's just he said it once or twice.
Okay.
Because I kind of had that like that style, like
Yeah.
like I was pretty rigid and kind of like a bull.
Cool. Yeah. No, I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll come back on the next episode with some nicknames for some guys. You know what would be good is
What about Remco? I mean, like the bullet. That seems
yeah.
appropriate.
Well, yeah, I think he's the Arrow Bullet. I think that's his nickname, right? That's a good
Well,
memory.
do we really need to put arrow in front of it? That seems stupid. How about just the bullet? The very aerodynamic bullet. That's your nickname. Like, I mean, okay, that's dorky.
This sport is dorky, dude.
I'd say the bullet. That's
The
perfect.
Bullet. Yeah, that's a good nickname for him. Uh,
Bjarne Riis, he was a Danish rider. He won the Tour de France. Then became a director. He was the Eagle,
Eagle.
the
That's
Eagle
gotta
from
oh, the Eagle from Durango, Sepp Kuss. That's his
why he's
nickname. That's
it
his
is
nickname. I don't know. He's the Eagle from Durango. Somebody coined that, and it kind of
why the
stuck
Eagle.
because of our country, America. Eagle.
Oh, okay.
No,
I don't see the uniqueness in that, but sure, if that's his nickname. So there is somebody with a nickname.
I don't know. That's not unanimous though. Like not everybody knows it. I feel like it would be a good way to market yourself as well. If you like could find a nickname that could catch on, it would be such a good marketing technique to get yourself some more.
Totally.
It's
What?
great.
Oh, speaking of Sepp Kuss and Durango, I was actually talking this with Ian yesterday. Dude, the list of people who not just went to college in Durango, like moved there later, but the people who grew up in Durango, the list is long.
Of fantastic endurance athletes, yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy. There's something
and
in the water there.
to tie that into the nickname, like Quinn Simmons, dude, that guy needs a nickname.
For sure, he needs a nickname.
What's
Oh,
his
the
nickname?
American Muscle. He's, the American Muscle. He's coined that since he started turned pro. Like, in
Wait, did
every
he give
single one of his
himself he gave himself that nickname?
well, I mean, I don't know if he gave it to himself or somebody gave it to him first, but he has kinda coined the nickname, the American Muscle, and
All right,
everybody
yeah,
kinda knows it, I think, which
I
is
think
good. I
maybe.
mean, he Quinn has done a great job at marketing himself. He had that bit of, turmoil early in his career, and like he's now a polarized guy, like you either love him or you hate him, kind of for whatever reason. And he's done a great job of marketing that. Like he did so well at the tour last year, and then he signed his new contract. But the way that he's marketed himself with the beard and the mustache and being like this American, all American guy, I love it. I think sport needs a bit of personality and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does a great job at that. It's super cool, and it's helped his career. I think it probably added a lot of money to his new contract, I'm sure.
He's a good bike rider, no question.
Damn good bike rider. So yeah, that's a good way to end off.
Yeah.
Maybe the people listening can throw
I
some
think I think they should
nicknames in.
definitely like comment and like give us whoever.
Yeah.
Like we should have a vote. Does John Deere fit Cole Kessler? I think so.
Yeah. Vote below. Vote below.
Yeah.
All right, Levi. Thanks for talking to me, bro.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from when you kicked my ass the other morning.
Yeah, let's talk about that really quick. What the hell? That was rude. That was rude that you left me. You rode with me for 15 minutes and then said ciao.
Wait, you're
You were
literally
rude.
trying to turn this shit around on me? That I was rude? People, let me paint the picture here. I'm like drinking coffee right here. I get a text like, "Yo, I'm on my TT bike. I already did my warm up. I'm right by your house. Do you want to sit on for some intervals on my TT bike? They're not too hard."
Which is
I'm
true. They
like,
weren't too hard.
"Okay, yeah, this is good motivation for me to get out the door and get on my bike." Literally 30 seconds into my ride, it is on the wheel, like downhill in a tailwind, 300 watts for 15 minutes. And then I'm like, dude, I was just hanging on, like trying to I was so close to your wheel. And then you're like, I'm going to turn around and go the other way. I'm like, I am not doing that, dude. Like,
The other way would have been easier. It's a little uphill. It's headwind. Would have been way
no,
better for you. But anyways, you did a real nice ride that day. 4 hours and something.
I did.
That looked
Sometimes
like a nice ride.
I got out there and I had stuff in my mind. I needed to
Yeah.
push on the pedals and get it out of me.
Good. I love that. Cycling
Yeah,
is our therapy.
absolutely. My whole life.
Yeah. Hope it
All
never
right, buddy.
changes.
I'll
Take care,
talk to you
man.
soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon with week 2 recap.
Yeah. Give us some
Yeah.
nicknames
Yep. Take care.
later. Bye.